Hey Pet Pro, this episode is sponsored by some incredible brands we personally use and love.
And their support helps keep the mics on. So you will hear more about them throughout the show.
Okay, let's talk SUPERZOO. We are coming in hot because Pet Shop Girls on Tour is officially happening.
Yeah! And we are launching season 3 with 2 epic events that you do not want to miss.
First up, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. is our Pet Shop Girls on Tour Vegas bus party.
Woo woo! And tickets are very limited, so if you want in, do not wait.
This bus party is sponsored by Aardvark Pet Products with drinks and swag provided by Frampas and Retail Smart Guys.
And yes, we are making a stop at the Welcome to Las Vegas sign for a photo op because obviously we had to make this iconic.
So if you want to ride with us, click the link in the show notes and reserve your spot now.
Then on Thursday at 2 p.m., come find us at the Aardvark Pet Products booth, number 3561, for your live Pet Shop Girls podcast recording and the launch of season 3, baby!
And right after that, we're throwing what might be the most epic booth party of SUPERZOO.
Yes, and huge paws up to our amazing sponsors that are making this party possible. The Honest Kitchen, Smack Pet Foods, and of course, Aardvark Pet Products.
This is where our indie insiders will get our now famous Pet Shop Girls goodie bag filled with brands that actually support independence.
Right, so here's the plan. Tuesday night, Vegas, bus party. You need a ticket to ride. Thursday afternoon, live podcast and season 3 launch party.
Check the Indie Insider private Facebook community for all the updates. Come celebrate with us, come hang with us, and come help us kick off season 3 the right way.
We cannot wait to see you at SUPERZOO.
Pet Shop Girls on Tour, baby! Let's go!
Okay, super quick. We know that we talk about Aardvark Pet Products a lot.
And that's because if it weren't for art, there would be no Pet Shop Girls as you know it.
Exactly, because his support is what allows us to bring you these conversations, interviews, and business tips for independent pet retailers.
So yes, we're going to keep talking about him, and honestly, we're okay with that.
Because if you haven't checked out Art's private label program yet, you really should.
We're talking low minimums, no setup fees, custom labels, and fast turnaround, which makes private label actually doable for independents.
So if you've been wanting your own branded chew line but thought, it's too complicated or it's out of reach.
It's not. You just need to talk to Aardvark Pet Products.
And you can email Art directly at artn, as in Nancy, at aardvarkpet.com. And make sure to include code PetShopGirls to save a little extra on your first order.
Pet Shop Girls, the voice of the indie, the heart of the trade. Pet Shop Girls, unleash your power, let's make some waves.
Hey everybody, I'm Sherry.
And I'm Carly.
And welcome back to the Pet Shop Girls podcast. It's season 3.
Season 3, first episode. Wow. Summer went fast. Summer went so fast.
It did. It's
Oh,
still hot. Yeah.
yeah, well, oh yeah, it is. You know what? This is, okay. Lots of you won't understand this, but here in little Saskatchewan land where I live, we might get a week or two of in the 30s, which is the hundreds for you Americans who do the wrong temperature.
I'm surprised you guys even get into the hundreds.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy.
God. And it just kept going. Like,
Yeah, same here.
we got a ton of rain and then it got super hot. So then the provincial bird, the mosquito, was in full force. And the heat just wouldn't stop. And I, as you all know or should know, I don't like heat. I do not like heat. Not unless I
No,
can
you
escape to air
don't.
conditioning.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So I had to escape into air conditioning where I keep my house 20 degrees colder than what it is outside.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, did you do anything over the summer, Carly,
No,
that was interesting?
I escaped mosquitoes and heat. That's what I did, man.
Okay.
And well, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I will talk about, I'm going to talk about this really quick. We did touchdowns for toe beans. And Touchdowns for Toe Beans was a little community initiative that the House of Paws put on. So our provincial football team is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and we're going to have fans all over the world, believe me, because Dallas girl, Saskatchewan Roughriders are number 2, only second to the Dallas Cowboys for merch sales with regards to
Wow.
their, yeah, so they're
Wow.
huge.
Yeah.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders are like Canada's football
That's a
team.
big deal.
Mhm. So we kind of like piggybacked on the hype of the riders because obviously we always do like barbecues and stuff where we wear our little football jerseys, and I've got a 7-foot tall blow up rider guy that I put in the store. And so we did touchdowns for toe beans. And what we did was, we picked a home game. A friend of mine and I went, and I made up little postcards that said what was happening. House of Paws is donating 100 pounds of dog food for every touchdown that the home team scores in this game to our rescues. And then on the back of the postcard, it said, like, come in, bring this in to get your game day goodie pack for your pupper and a $10 gift card to House of Paws, because we just wanted to generate a ton of awareness. And then we also coupled that with an online campaign where we made a game card and people could play along from home. And it was kind of like bingo, but not bingo. But they had a little game card. And so if the home team scored a touchdown, they got to put an X through that. And if their dog barked when they cheered for a touchdown, they got to put an X through that. And then they could bring that game card in to also get the game day goodie bag and the $10 gift
That's
card.
such a great idea. Like capitalizing on sports. I kind of wish I did more for the World Cup.
Mm,
I'm not a soccer fan, but
me
I
either.
gotta say, towards the end of the whole thing, I was watching every game. And
Oh
that
my
last
goodness.
game was a real nail biter. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna call myself a soccer fan now, but that was fun to watch.
Okay,
So,
I'm gonna
but
look for a T-shirt that's decorated like a soccer ball, and it'll just put you in that T-shirt. What did you do though, Sherry? You did some interesting things.
I went to the most haunted hotel in America. It's
Wow.
the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. But what's funny is that when I booked it, because we kind of booked it last minute, I did not know that it was haunted. And so we pulled up and saw the sign that said most haunted hotel. And
Like, I would have turned around and left.
it is so creepy.
Did you
But it
see
was so much
ghosts?
fun. No, I
Did the
didn't,
lights
but
flicker? Did the room feel cold? I've been watching a lot of
it was
Supernatural.
it was very creepy. And very, very creepy. I learned that if you're trying to catch a ghost on camera, you want to take like 3 pictures in a row.
With an iPhone, I don't know if you could do this with an Android, but with an iPhone, you can literally just like click and hold, and it takes just like like hundreds of
Yeah.
pictures as long as you
But
hold
then
it
you would have to go through each picture and
to
zoom
find the
in and try to
ghost.
find them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember back in my day when I used to travel around to play in pool tournaments, and we were in Saskatoon. I'm not going to say what hotel it was because everybody loves this hotel except for Carly, because I swear it's haunted. And anyways, we were going to stay in this hotel, and we're walking down the hallways, and I said to my friend, I'm like, "Oh my God, this reminds me of the Titanic." And she's like,
Yeah.
"You were never on the Titanic." I'm like, "Well, I feel like I was." So I'm like, "It's probably haunted, and I've probably come back from the dead, and I died on the Titanic. I don't want to stay here."
I mean, I'm sure people died there. Like the hotel I was at, a ton of people died there. So
Oh,
that's part of it. Yeah.
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 No,
But
no. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I
Wow.
also learned, Carly, and this may be an episode coming up this season, we're not sure, but I learned you should never hire your friends.
Yes. Friends and family.
But we can go into that later.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, listen, it can be tricky. I've been there too, where I have hired children of friends or
Mm,
family, and it did
mhm.
not work out.
It almost never does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I vowed when I first opened my store, I will never hire friends and family because I don't want to be in that situation. And then I got desperate and I did. And I
Exactly.
paid the price. Yeah. And
Exactly. Yeah.
reconfirmed that I never should have and never will again.
I know. It's like I just have to, like, every 5 years, I have to, like, shoot myself in the foot again.
Yeah. Just to remember that it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Sorry, friends. Sorry, family. You're out.
All right. But
Okay.
in 2 weeks, we're going to be at SuperZoo, right?
1 week.
1 week.
We're there next week.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I forgot when this drops. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, it's right around the corner. And
Yes.
we have a couple of things we want to talk about with that. And then we'll get into some nitty-gritty here about trade shows. So, one of the big things we're going to do at the show is we're going to give away $1,600, you
Woo,
guys,
woo.
in cold hard cash at our booth party.
The Las Vegas Indie Lottery. That's what I called it. I gave nobody a choice. Like, that's what the name is. It's going to be so fun though. And I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors who are major indie supporters and are supporting this entire initiative. Smack Pet Foods, Aardvark Pet Products, and The Honest Kitchen are making this possible, you guys. And you've heard us talking about this all summer long, how they are funding this launch party. But we didn't know. We didn't know until just recently that we're going to have this Las Vegas Indie Lottery. So,
Right. There's so much happening at the party, you guys. So at
Yeah.
2 p.m. on Thursday, we're going to do our live podcast. And usually we're just sitting at a little card table and we're just by ourselves in a corner. No, we've got a stage this time. We've got a sound system. Come by, say hi. We may call you out.
well, we may
on
see
the
you
show.
over the crowds. Over
Yeah.
the crowds, we'll see you and we'll just yell at you across the whole.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then at 3 is when the party starts. The bar cart is coming. There's pizza.
The
And this is
goodie
when
bags.
We're going to give out the goodie bags. And it's all the goodie bags are already shaping up to be amazing, just like they were at Global. And the bags themselves are a little bit nicer than the ones that we gave out at Global. So instead of just coming by the booth and getting the bags whenever, you have to come to the party this time in order to get the bags. And we've got a limited amount. So come early to the party, okay?
I want to give a shout out to everybody we've got in the bag as well. So obviously we have Smack, we have Aardvark, and we have the Honest Kitchen. Of course, they're going to be in the bags. We also have Yum Wolf. This is cool, you guys. Wait to see.
I'm excited. I'm bringing in Yum Wolf.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see their booth when we get there.
We've got Bully Grip in the bags. And if you don't know what a Bully Grip is, or if you don't carry Bully Grips, you need to carry Bully Grips. They are the coolest thing. I am always, whenever pet parents come into the store and they're like, oh, I just get this chew to give my dog when I go to work.
It makes
I'm
it
like,
safer,
absolutely
right?
not. Yes. The Bully Grip goes on the end of the bully so that your pupper cannot get that last little chokeable piece if they decide to swallow a big piece of bully stick at the end.
Right.
Green Line Pet Supply. So the Wiggle Whips will be in the bags. These are the only way I'm going to bootleg them into Canada right now. Super excited.
I think the Wiggle Whip has been 2 years in the making. We need to ask her.
Yeah. We've got
That's a long time coming.
The Preston dog collars. And I believe this is it is the holiday dog collars. So those are going to be super cute. I can't wait to see those. CBD Dog Health and Myco Dog, big supporters of the show. They're going to have some of their amazing supplements in the bag. Love Nala, which is supplements and cats for treats. And I apologize if it is Love Nala, because like I said,
Nala or Nala? Yeah.
I don't know if it's Love Nala or Love Nala. I'm going to have to ask them.
Hey, they need to come by when we do the live podcast and they can tell us how to say it.
Absolutely. And then we've got Bear's Bites with their sirloin meatballs in the bag. So
I love meatballs.
Right. There is some cool things in the bag, which I am super excited about. And because I didn't get a bag at Global. Hello.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh,
I'm totally taking a bag. Okay, I won't. If there's any left over, I will. I'm totally taking one.
There's always going to be.
There won't be.
Some
I'm telling you,
Well,
You know what?
I did bring a couple of extra bags. So you're going to get an actual bag.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I'll get it. I will get
I brought you a bag. I'm bringing you a bag. Yeah.
it. So those are the fantastic things in the bag. The bag, like Sherry said, only available during the party where there will be the booze and the pizza from 3 till 5. But that is also when the lottery is happening. So how do you get into the lottery? Sherry, tell them the first thing they have to do to get into the lottery.
Well, you got to collect your tickets,
Got to
right?
collect
So
your tickets.
you get your tickets. Like the more entries you get, the more likely you are to win. So you want to hit up the Smack booth, place an order, get a ticket. You want to hit up Honest Kitchen, place an order, get a ticket. You want to hit up Art Farm, place an order, get a ticket. Then you want to come to our party where you're going to get another ticket,
You'll
right?
get 2 more tickets if you place all 3 orders. You'll get 2 more tickets, so a total of 5 chances in the draw. If you place only 1 order or 2 orders, or maybe you're a pet pro in the industry who doesn't have a store and you place no orders, by coming to the party, you still get 1 ticket. So if you place your 3 orders, you get your extra 2 tickets. So you get 5 total entries into the draw. If you don't place the full 3 orders or you place no orders, but you still come to the party, you still get a ticket into the draw. Then we're doing draws every 15 minutes starting at
No,
3:30.
30. Is it every 15?
Every 15
Yeah, it's every
minutes.
15. So starting at 3:30, yes. So
But you've got to have your tickets in there before 3:30, so don't come
and you
cruising in
gotta
there at
and you got to
3:29.
be present because when we pull your ticket, you get to choose one of the products that will be displayed from either Smack, Honest Kitchen, or Art. And on that bag is going to be an envelope with either, what is it,
100,
100,
200, or
or
500.
$500.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
going to be so much fun.
it is going to be super fun. Like, I think that SuperZoo is probably going to kick us out because we're going to like be overcapacitated in Art's booth.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The booths around him are going to be like, what?
Some will be overcapacitated, some will be intoxicated, but at the end of the day, everybody will be cated. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
so
that's
that,
why we're having it at the end of the day.
yeah,
Carly and I talk about retail smart guys a lot. And honestly, it's because we both work with them and we've both seen what happens when you actually know your numbers.
yeah. Before I started working with Retail Smart Guys, I was only looking at the numbers that I wanted to see, not the numbers I should actually be keeping track of.
And that's exactly why we created the Pet Shop Girls Retail Smart Guys Success Package, and why we're so excited that you can get $1,200 off your first year.
So if you've been curious, this is such a good time to try it.
Because let's be honest, way too many retailers are working way too hard without really knowing what their numbers are trying to tell them. We were those retailers.
Yeah, were we ever. But now I have real support around improving my margins, increasing my cash flow, and actually knowing what's working, what's not, and how to make smarter decisions in my business moving forward.
It's not just reports you never look at again, it's actual guidance.
And you can only get the Pet Shop Girls Success Package by emailing jay@retailsmartguys.com. That's JAY@retailsmartguys.com.
And use the code PetShopGirls.
If you're serious about growing your store, this is one of those things that can genuinely change the way you do business. It sure has changed our businesses.
And side note, they also work with brands, not just stores. And just so everybody's clear, we don't talk about things unless we actually believe in them.
You know what? And the bus party, for those who are going to be riding with us on the bus party, the bus is sold out.
Yeah.
So we have got that party bus full. We've got goodie bags in there as well from Retail Smart Guys and Fran Paws. There's goodie bags that you'll get to come on the bus.
And of course, Artvark sponsored that as well. So.
Yes, true. Yes, yes. So we've got the buses sold out. The launch party is going to be happening. If you are heading to Vegas next week, these are items you should be putting on your agenda.
Yep. And we have some pinned posts about all of this in the Indie Insider group. So no need to jot things down right here. Just go to the group and check out the pinned posts.
Yes. And if you are not in the Indie Insider, that is our private Facebook group for independent pet pros. So get in there, because not only do we have this kind of information, we do a lot of networking and collaborating with all other pet pros that are in your boat. And it's a great place to make connections and
Learn from each other.
learn from each other, have that sounding board of people who literally understand what the heck you're going through. Because I think we've talked about this before. My friends, my family, they're great. But when I'm talking about, like, oh my God, what do I do about this in my business? They're like, you'll get through it. You always do. I'm like, thanks. That's not helpful. I need somebody to commiserate with. So,
No,
anyways.
it really is. That's another thing that happened over the summer. Just real quick, Carly, because Jill Tack and her husband were passing through Dallas to go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
And they hit me up. I'm so glad they did. They're part of the Indie Insider group. They're pretty big names in the industry. They've got a couple of stores up in Michigan. So
Pet Bistro.
Yes, Pet
Yeah.
Bistro.
Yeah.
Beastro. If you haven't checked them out, they're amazing. And it was just so awesome to sit down and like talk about the struggles and laugh about the things, and like, you know, other people you talk to wouldn't laugh at the same things
Right.
that we're laughing about. It's definitely a very specialized breed we all are.
Yeah.
So join the group and you can be like us.
Hey, but you know what? Good segue, Sherry, because on today's show, we are talking about beyond the booth, the real ROI of retail trade shows. So, perfect timing. SuperZoo is next week, but we're talking about trade shows that happen all year round. Does the majority of the pet industry know about SuperZoo and Global? Yep, they do. Not everybody, mind you, but most do, because they're huge. But there are other shows throughout the year that maybe aren't as huge. It doesn't make them any less important.
No, they're still important. Look, honestly, at the smaller shows, which there haven't been that many around Dallas recently, unfortunately. I do miss going to those, but even if I have one meaningful conversation and I connect with a brand that I hadn't really like done a deep dive with
Yeah.
before, like it the repercussions of that conversation could last for years.
Well, and what's interesting is you say that there hasn't been many in Dallas lately. Geez, I wonder why that might be. Could it be a lack of attendance?
Maybe.
Okay,
Maybe.
this is a little bee in my bonnet. And so I want to talk about this because I went to a Canadian show at the end of May. And so Pets Canada, it used to be PJAC. We had it in both Canada and the US, but now in Canada, it's called Pets Canada. They host multiple shows throughout the year. These shows are a lot of work. If you've ever been involved in the behind the scenes of putting on a trade show where you have hundreds of booths, they are a lot of work. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of organization. It takes a lot of people. It takes a village to raise a trade show. Okay. So a lot of people involved, a lot of work and time. And then they're putting these shows on for us, pet pros in the pet industry. And then we don't show up. We don't show up because why? Oh, I can get the deals sitting at home in my bunny slippers and house coat.
Oh,
Or it's too expensive.
can we talk about that?
Yeah, we need to talk about the deals because this is another bee in my bonnet. I'm here. Well, here's
Me
the thing
too. Oh my gosh. I think for a lot of people.
And as a Canadian, who our shows obviously are not as big as the American shows. Obviously, that's it. We're never going to be as big as the American shows. And of course, without being political, there's a lot of turmoil between our countries that never existed before. What if, and you can't say never because right now we don't know. But what if something ever happened that Canadians couldn't even go into the US? And we sabotage our own shows here in Canada because we choose not to attend. And then we have no shows. And we can't even get to the US shows, or it's very difficult, or becomes even more difficult to get to the US shows. So attendance is critical, but that's not just for store owners. That's also for brands. There are a lot of brands who are going, there is no ROI for me to attend. I don't get new customers.
Look, it's not just about placing orders at the show.
Correct.
This is about building long-term relationships. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think, okay, let's talk about the deal diggers. Okay, I'm going to call them deal.
Okay, please. Yes. Oh my gosh.
If you like, okay, one, deals should only be at the show for people who attend the show.
I agree. But also, what if you had two sets of deals and the deal at the show is a deeper discount than the deal you offer to people who don't go? Like if you must offer deals across the board, then the deal that you offer to people who don't go should not be as good.
I think that might defeat the purpose still, because I'm sitting there going, well, I don't have to leave the comfort of my own home and I'm still going to get a deal. And the thing is, that's not a new customer. That's somebody who already carries that brand going, well, I'm going to just look at that deal, what they already sell. What I think, and I'm not saying that it's wrong, Sherry, but what I think is that those show deals should be for show attendees. Now,
well, okay, and here's my other thought on that, Carly, is if brands didn't do a deal for everyone and they just did it for the people who showed up, they could do a deeper discount.
Yep.
Because there's going to be less deals given.
Fewer.
And
Yep.
so that way, instead of your measly 5 or 10%
Yep.
that you're offering at the show,
Which
or
doesn't
to
entice
everyone.
anybody, by the way. I'm not getting
Hell
off the
no,
couch
it's
for
got to be
10%.
at least 20,
Yeah.
please. And at ISO, look, it's got to be 30 for me. Stop.
Yeah.
If it's,
Yeah.
I don't want to see your 10% ISO. I usually just stop listening to you when
Yeah.
you're giving me a sheet of paper with a 10% ISO.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Except,
really?
see, and I'm
It's
Canadian.
insulting.
I'm Canadian, so I do have to sit there and listen to the rest because we're polite. But I don't want to.
Oh my gosh.
But you
It's
know
so
what? Here's the thing. I'm not saying that I have to sign the paper on the spot at the show. And anybody who's attended a trade show with me knows that that's typically not my MO anyways at a show. I don't do a lot of buying.
No, I don't like the pressure,
No.
by the way. I like to sleep on it.
Yeah. Give
And
me a week
if it is a brand that I already carry, I kind of want to go back to my store
and
see
check
what
my
I need and what I
inventory.
want to and
Yes.
what I want to add on. Where am I going to fit this new SKU in? Can I
Yep.
fit it on my shelf? Give me a week after the show to at least place that order.
Yeah. But that deal should only be if I attended that show. And again, they are show deals. Put it this way, because I know that there's going to be some retailers out there that are like, shut up, Pet Shop Girls, you idiots. We're getting deals and we don't have to go. But now flip the script. Put yourself in your store and you've got this big event that you want to attract a lot of foot traffic. You want to get people in store. You may also sell online, but this particular event, because you're trying to attract the masses, is in store only. And then all of a sudden your customers are like, well, if I just stay at home and I don't come to your store because you've paid $1,000 to have a celebrity at the store, that's why you want all these people here. But I can just get it from home by ordering on your website. So your store is empty. Like, it defeats the purpose, right? The reason you're doing an in-store only deal is because you're trying to attract people. The reason trade shows should do an attendee only deal is because they're trying to attract people. But this has to be everybody. Everybody has to be on the same freaking page here, because the problem is you've got a lot of distributors and a lot of brands who are like, yes, we only want to offer deals at the show. We're trying to attract people to the show. And then you've got that one brand or that one distributor that goes rogue and they're like, we got to get the sales. And so we're just going to give the deals to everybody. And then everybody else follows suit because they're losing sales to one guy. Everybody needs to be on the same page. I also want to talk about, though, with deals. If the only reason you are going to the show is for deals, you are missing the point. There is
Yeah.
so much more to
When
a
I was
show than
younger,
deals.
that's what well, I take that back. It wasn't just for the deals, but it's to find new products.
Yes.
Which, by the way, this was one of the things I wanted to talk about is especially with a larger trade show like SuperZoo
Mhm.
in comparison to the small ones, the regional ones, the amount of new products is massive. And apparently, the emerging brands sections have grown by over 50% recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that, I mean, that is a reason, like in and of itself, right there to go,
Mhm.
whether you're going to network or not. Because a lot of these brands, here's how I look at it. Look, say you bring in a brand new product that hit the market. Because we are independents, we have the ability to bring this product in, sell a bunch of it, and then if it does go mainstream, don't get your panties in a wad about it. Just move on to the next new product.
Mhm.
Okay? But we have the ability to do it faster than the big guys.
Yep.
So that's why seeing it at these shows firsthand and getting your order in there or pre-order even, because some of these products are prototypes that we're seeing,
Yep.
is very important to stay on that cutting edge.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so there's like, aside from, I'll be honest, I've never looked when I'm attending a trade show. I have literally never looked up, well, what are the deals?
Oh, I do. I do. No,
I
I'm like,
never have.
first thing I say is, what's new? Well, I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's new? Okay, cool. What's the deal? Now I'm moving fast though.
Yeah, well,
All right.
that's true. You
You like to have a long conversation, but I
yeah,
have to hit so many booths. I'm
and
like,
you are
let's
going
get
to
to the point.
buy. Yeah.
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 And I've even had to stop some booths where I'm like, okay, I don't have all day. I'm so sorry. Let's continue this conversation later, but let's get to the point
Yeah.
right now. Like if I stop by your booth at SuperZoo, I want to apologize right now for not being chit chatty because I have like 60 other booths to see. Okay.
I'll
That's,
make up for Sherry's lack of communication.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to have a long conversation? Carly's coming along.
That's yeah. It's okay. Well, and when I think about, like, I look at when I'm going to a trade show, who's going to be there? Of my brands, who am I going to see? Of brands that I'm interested in, are they going to be there? New brands that I've maybe never heard of, but also brands. Take note, when you are typically at a trade show and then you decide not to go to a trade show, it is noticed. It is noticed, and it starts to put the doubt into the retailer's mind. Hey, how come they're not
Now,
here?
I do want to say on that note though, I have talked to some brands that they're worried that the size of their booth is going to affect what we think about them. So they'll try to grow their booth bigger and bigger every year. And I don't think you need to do that. In fact, I kind of like it when I see a brand downsize the booth because
Yeah.
I know these booths cost a crap ton of money.
Yep.
And I would rather you take that money that you're saving
And put it into
and
deals.
invest it back into the stores.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a giant booth, you guys. In fact, the giant booths, I look at them and I'm like, you guys are probably paying for a trip to Tahiti or something, and you don't really care about us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, okay.
I could just be jumping to conclusions here, but
No, but
that's
I
where I'm
mean,
at.
we know who has the ginormous booths at SuperZoo. Like, we know who has the ginormous booths.
Well, yeah,
Without
yeah.
naming names.
I mean, there's the big dogs, but there's independents too that I like. They have like maybe 5 SKUs, and then they get a 20 by 20 booth, and the product doesn't even fill up the booth. And I'm like, okay, you guys, this doesn't even look good.
Too
Like,
much. Yeah. Well, now, okay, let's look at that from the other side too, because what I've seen, and you would have seen this a little bit too, Sherry, when you came to Niagara, because that would have been the only Canadian trade show that you went to. Hey, Pepro, have you outgrown your current POS system?
Are you looking for something more modern, more streamlined, and, dare we say, a sexy POS system?
Because if your system is clunky, outdated, or just not helping you grow, we need to tell you about the Pet Shop Girls Preferred Frampause Package.
That's right. We partnered with Frampos and negotiated this package specifically for independent pet retailers, and the savings are real.
Yeah, we're talking lower merchant fees, a better email package, and a hardware bundle worth over $2,500 and more.
So, this is not just a prettier POS. This is a sophisticated system designed to help you grow smarter and save more.
If you want better tools, better support, and better rates that you did not have to negotiate, as well as a system that actually feels like it's built for where your business is going,
Go to 2petshopgirls.com/Frampos. That's FRANPOS for more information and to book your discovery call.
that's 2petshopgirls.com/Franpause. And make sure you mention code PetShopGirls to score the savings that we've already negotiated for you.
Pet Shop Girls is a paid partner of Frampos.
But what I have seen in some of these Canadian shows, this is a message to the brands. Take every show seriously. When I walk into a booth and I see you at SuperZoo and you've got couches and refrigerators and shelving units and every SKU you've ever thought of in your booth. And then I see you in Canada and you've got a TV tray with a napkin over it and 6 SKUs. I'm like, this is insulting to me. Like, take a little bit of time and take the show seriously, regardless of where you are or how big or small it is, to actually put some thought into the presentation that you're giving me. Because one, I know you. You're a brand I've seen before and I sell. But if I've never seen you, do you think I'm stopping at your TV tray? Like,
You can still have a classy booth in a 10 by 10.
Exactly. Exactly. And even oh, well, it's expensive to get stuff to Canada. This is an investment. And I get it that the shows in Canada aren't cheap. They were I was talking to some brands at the different shows, and they are far more expensive than I expected them to be. But for that reason alone, take it seriously. You're making the investment to be there. Make me want to come to your booth. I know I've heard from brands before too that nobody ever comes to the booth anyways and it's a waste of my time. Well, what are you doing to get me in there? And I'm not saying this has to be a deal. When I ran trade shows, one of the things that I always insisted upon all of my vendors is that they had something that attracted me to the booth. Is it a game? Is it a gift basket? Is it some sort of an activity? Am I putting for ponies or whatever? Give me something to do that by my own free will, I want to go to that booth because holy, that looks cool what they're doing over there. Be creative. And if you don't have those creative juices to be like, I don't know what to do, use AI.
Then you need to at least be standing up in front of your booth and welcoming people, not sitting in the back
on your phone.
If you're hiring somebody to work your booth, make sure they're doing it right.
Yeah. And I would always say this again to the vendors in my trade show. I don't want to have to try to distinguish what is your lunch and what are you selling. Get your food and drinks off of your main table, push that table to the back, invite me into your booth, pay attention, do the things that you see this at SuperZoo too. And I get it that it's a long show. And if you're standing in a booth for 3 days and talking to thousands of people, it's a long show. But what I see Friday morning, they won't even look at you. They won't make eye contact.
That's why I'm sorry, WPA, but I usually leave the last day.
Yeah,
because
nobody wants to talk to you.
Nobody wants to be there, and everybody's hungover.
Yeah, well, and I mean, on day one, Wednesday morning, they're pulling you into their booth with canes, and by Friday morning, they're like, "Beat it!" Don't.
Well, that's
look
why
at me.
I'm hoping, and I'm not 100%, but do you remember? Are the Instagram star people? They're coming on the last day, right?
Last day.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. It's
Thank you,
okay.
SuperZoo.
And well, I think, yeah, that's what he said when we interviewed Mike from the WPA, is that the influencers were restricted to Friday. I do stay though. I don't go home until Saturday because I want to maximize all the time I can on the floor. And again, not just be out there roaming around looking for deals, but to meet new brands and to meet new pet pros.
You're true. It's true. You're more likely to have a meaningful conversation because it won't be as busy that day.
Which is true. I've had great conversations on the Fridays. I want to talk about too, if we're going to talk about deals, and I use in my corporate world, the company I worked for would always come out with these fantastic promotions for new customers. This happens in pet as well. What if I'm not a new customer, but I am literally one of your most loyal customers? There needs to be a deal for your loyal customers too. If all of the deals, all of the show deals are for new customers only, they're only ISOs.
Yeah, that's
Where's my
yeah.
incentive to come to your
hmm
booth? So we need to structure our deals that we can attract new customers, but have a deal worth coming for.
And I
And we
think we've
also,
talked about this. I'm sorry. I
go
think
ahead.
we talked about this before. I wanted to ramble about bundles real quick
Yep.
too.
Yep.
I mean, I know bundles. We all understand bundles. Okay, we're all in retail. So I know when you have a bundle deal,
You're
it
trying to move the
serves
slow movers.
you, not me.
Yes.
So you're hiding some wah SKUs in there with some new ones, with some maybe some good ones. And I am not a fan.
No. Do you know what I would say about bundles? And I do this in my own store. Make a choose your own adventure bundle.
I like that.
And that's
We
what
all like those books growing up.
right? And that's what I do in my store. So I say, you want to build this bundle. Here are the 4 different product types that you can choose from to build your bundle and get a $10 bundle buck to come back and do it all over again. But it's a type of product. So you have to have a dry base. You have to have some sort of liquid hydrator. You have to have some sort of less processed option. And then you have to have some sort of fresh option. I don't care what brand. I don't care what size. All I care about is it's the type. So you've got a huge choose your own adventure in my store when you build a bundle. And then you get a $10 bundle buck to come back and do it again. And that's why they're building the bundle, is to get that $10. But I don't restrict them. I don't care what size. I don't care what brand. I don't care if it's for my less processed. That can be freeze dried. That can be dehydrated. That can be gently cooked. That can be canned. It's less processed than kibble. Anything less processed than kibble is part of that type. So brands could do the same thing.
Yeah, brands could do the same thing. Just take that idea and somehow build a bundle.
Yeah.
Maybe just with number of SKUs people buy, maybe the discount gets higher or something like that.
Yeah. Or you take, like, I think about when I bought my house and when I was picking my, I don't know what you call them, finishings, like what color carpet, what color walls, what color backsplash, blah, blah, blah. They essentially, they said they simplified their choices. I'm like, you restricted me into one of 4 holes here, but whatever. But brands could do that too. You could have multiple bundles that are appealing to different segments in your line. Oh my God. Okay. This store kills it with our freeze dried. Not so much with the raw. Build a freeze dried bundle. And then on the other side of that, build a raw bundle. And then build a gently cooked bundle or whatever you have.
I especially don't like it when you mix them all together, because what if one category doesn't do as well in your store as another category?
And then it just sits there and gains dust.
And I get that brands want us to have the entire line in our stores, but
let's
look,
be real.
That's usually just not going to happen. Okay?
Yeah, let's be real. And I mean, at the end of the day too, I think if I was a brand, I would be grateful for every store that carried even one of my SKUs. I've got shelf space. I've got feet on the street that are talking about my brand every single day to the customers that walk in. And I would be grateful for every SKU that's in there. So don't try to like pigeonhole your buyer into carrying your entire line. work with them on what they've got. Of course, introduce them to products that they may not be selling.
Yeah, the whole goal is to help the retailers be successful with your brand because you don't want just one sale, you want a long-term relationship. So
Yes,
instead of making one big sale and then them failing, it makes more sense to
marathon.
offer support and long-term have a long-term relationship, and then everybody wins in the end with that.
Yes, yes, yep. I want to talk about too, like the reps that are there hosting us in their booths. I learned this at the BC show that many of the reps that are showing up to do these shows are there on their own time when they're on the weekends. Now, when it's a weekday, likely they're getting paid, but a lot of these brands, the reps are showing up on their own time to host. They're salaried employees, but these shows are on the weekends. So they have to set up on a weekend day. They're doing it on a weekend day, and then maybe it's one weekday that they're getting paid for, but half the time that they're there is unpaid. They support us all year long. We reach out, we ask for promos, we ask for deals. They share information with us. They make sure that our account is serviced. They're supporting us all year long. The least we could do is show up and support them when they're giving up their free time to stand in a booth waiting to talk to people. Like,
For sure.
I think that, I mean, I'm not gonna, okay, I love a busy show, but I also love a show that maybe doesn't have as many people because you do get more time. And brands should also look at it that way. Not that, oh, there's barely anybody here to talk to. How about the people that do come into your booth? You've got all that time to talk to them if they have the time, right? Like, so it's, I think attendance is important. I think show deals at the show for people who attend the show cannot be stressed more. And I think
I want
that
to
if,
I want to I want to reframe everything. Just kind of trying to sum this up. We should all take a CEO mindset and treat these trips as both a strategic business investment as well as a personal reward, because stepping out of the daily grind allows us to re-energize ourselves and look at our business from a bird's eye view and get ideas that you wouldn't get by sitting at home.
well, and we've talked about this numerous times on the show. This show would not even be a thing had it not been for two independent pet pros from opposite ends of the continent attending a trade show and
Yeah.
running into each other in a hallway. Like the relationships that you can make at a trade show are invaluable. You can't do that on Facebook. Sherry and I knew who each other were on Facebook before we met in person. That didn't mean we talked. It just meant when I saw Sherry post something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that red wine chick, whoever she is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know her, right? But, and,
I even pitched the idea of the podcast in person.
mhm.
And then I pitched the idea of the podcast to the magazine that used to sponsor
Yeah,
us. So,
the once a
and
time upon
and that
magazine.
exactly. And that was all done in person.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is
It,
important.
it's totally important. And here's the thing too, because a lot of people again are going to be saying like, shut up, Nimrods. Like it costs a lot of money to go to these shows. Yes, it does. And I get that. I mean, believe me, it wasn't cheap for me right now to come to Vegas. And it never used to be that expensive for me to go to Vegas. I used to go 2-3 times a year and I could do it for less than $500 with my hotel and flight. It's not that way anymore. However, because of the importance of attending the shows for all of the reasons that we've talked about, it should be a priority in your business to ensure that you do have the funds available to attend. If that means that you take $100 a week or $50 a week and you put that into a separate bank account to build up your reservoir so that you can afford the trip when it comes, good. do that. I do that with my rent. I do that with a separate savings account just in case I wanted to like buy a training course or there was some trade show I wanted to take my team to or whatever. If I could do that, I'd obviously need more people, but I do that every week. I automatically transfer over money into these separate accounts so that it's always there when I need it.
Yeah, and you're not tempted to touch it except for the reason that it's there
That you're
for.
setting it aside. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
even if you take 5 or 10% of your gross sales and stick that in an account every month, you will have more than enough to make sure that you can attend these shows, get all the benefits that we talked about. The other thing is, I don't know what other businesses use for their business credit card, but I specifically have an unlimited points card. So every single thing that I'm purchasing for my business, I am a millionaire with points. But when it comes to trade shows, there is no money out of my pocket. I book my flight and hotel with my points. And that's how I'm making it super affordable. Like, I mean, okay, when I said $500 to get to Vegas, that's what it used to be. Now for me, it's $3,000 for a 5-day trip. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's crazy. It sucks.
significantly higher, right? And if I had to do that 3 or 5 times a year to go to all these different shows, I mean, now I'm looking at anywhere from $9,000 to $15,000. That's a big hit. But I do it with points and I pay for my food when I get there. And it's a much smaller hit on my business. And it still allows me to get all the benefits of attending the shows because I do believe that there is huge benefit whether you're hunting for deals or not. Deals be damned for now. There is more to a show than deals. And you can't look at, well, if I can't save the money on deals, I shouldn't spend the money to go. I think you're missing a really big point if you're looking at trade shows that way because there's so much more to get out of them. And the SuperZoo, the globals, they're huge. Obviously, I meet hundreds more people there than I do in a Canadian show. But the people that I've met from Canadian shows too are freaking awesome. And I still talk to them to this date. So Dana and from Cocoa Nuts, she's in Ottawa. She came to the retailers retreat. You met Dana and her husband, Richard, and her mama. So you didn't meet her mama, but I met them. The reason that Dana came to the retail retreat is because I met them at the Toronto show. And I chatted with them there. And Dana and I talk regularly.
She's such a rock star. She's great.
She is. And so now every time I'm going out east to a show, I'm like messaging Dana, are you going to be there? Where will we meet? When will we go for supper? And we hang out for the whole show. And then we meet other people along the way. This year, when I go to Toronto, Ian Bell, who is in the Indie Insider as well, he has a store out east and he's planning on attending the Toronto show. So now I get to meet Ian in person as well. Like there are invaluable meetings and connections that you can be making at these
And
shows.
like I said earlier, it's not just the talks that you have with the brands, but with other people. And that one conversation that you have could have repercussions for years in your business. You just don't know it. So, and you're not going to find it unless you go.
So that is the point that we will leave you with. Is it is important to attend these trade shows. And if money is what's holding you back, that's an easy fix. You figure out a way to save that money up, even if it's $50 a week, so that you have that money, or you find a card that gives you points and you start booking travel with your points. If it's deals that you're looking for, well, hopefully we've made some headway with brands. Trade show organizations, I hope you hear this loud and clear. Keep deals exclusive to show attendees. You want the traffic, so do attendees, and so do the brands. So, like, if you know that deals are the biggest reason that people go, then make them exclusive to the shows. Don't let me order at home in my bunny slippers because that defeats the purpose.
All right. You can get down off your soapbox.
I am hot. I am coming in hot. I'm angry. Oh.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see everybody next week. This is
next
awesome.
week. So next week, if you're listening, because you're not in Vegas, obviously you're going to hear a pre-recorded show because we will be busy at the show. recording the following week where we will give you all the deets on SuperZoo. We do hope that you are going to be there. We can't wait to meet everybody who is ride with us on the bus party, and then the launch party where the indie lottery is there. Oh, all right, you guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Pet Pro, that's it for this week.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe.
Just hit all the buttons.
And if you want more, join us in the Indie Insider, our private Facebook group for pet pros.
Then you'll never miss the podcast that makes you sit, stay, and beg for more. The Pet Shop Girls.
Pet Shop Girls.
Business coaching does not have to cost hundreds of dollars a month.
And yet somehow our industry has normalized paying massive retainers for someone to tell you what you already know you should be doing, but not how to do it.
You should send emails. Cool. How? You should run events. Great. What kind? You should train your staff. Okay. With what system? That's why we created the Pet Shop Girls Off the Record Substack.
Because inside Off the Record, we don't just talk about what to do, we break down exactly how we do it in our own stores and businesses.
The spreadsheets, the playbooks, the templates, the systems, the scripts, we've already done the trial and error so you don't have to burn cash figuring it out.
If something worked for us, we show you how to implement it. If something flopped, we tell you that too. It's real-world, indie-tested strategy.
This is business coaching for pet pros who actually want to grow without paying $200, $800, or $2,000 a month for vague motivation.
You get proven strategies you can apply immediately to increase revenue, build stronger teams, and run a smarter operation.
Join Pet Shop Girls Off the Record on Substack. The link is in our show notes.